My name is Ella, and these are my teammates.
Hi, I'm Sylvie.
I'm Annie. And I'm Julia.
Together, we represent Group 1, and today we are here to talk about our project and work together with Knistad Herrgård. Knistad Herrgård is a historic manor located in Skövde, 1 hour from Gothenburg and 2 hours from Stockholm. The site offers many activities, such as hunting, events, hotel stays, dining events, and conference bookings. In April, a few of our group members went to the site to meet with a Knistad employee named Lisa Johansson. This meeting resulted in a clearer view of our task. We were to investigate how to better market Knistad and who to target and how. The limitations were given. We were not supposed to find new potential customers. We were only supposed to get the answers to the question given. After directions were given, the group started developing a strategy for collecting the necessary data. Knistad Herrgård has a large amount of clients and lengthy contact lists. So we as a group decided that the best way to contact these people would to make a survey and email this to these persons and the companies. By this, we would collect the necessary primary data and get the answers to the specific research questions. Now Annie will elaborate further on the process and method that we used.
Our research began with searching at Knistad Herrgård's website as well as through other sites such as TripAdvisor to get a broad overview over the company and its unique concept. This was followed up by a visit at Knistad Herrgård, which resulted in a clearer view of the tasks and a gained impression of the company. The group designed a web service system through Google Forms consisting of questions in form of multiple choice, long answer questions, and short answer. A first draft was sent to Lisa Johansson, and after inputs from her, the email was sent out to previous conference guests at the manor to receive primary data for analysis. The advantage of doing the survey via internet are many, such as cost effectiveness and a rapid real-time answer. This was done by usage of an email list obtained from Knistad Herrgård. Although the group read through the email multiple times, there were a few details that could have been improved or further clarified to reduce the risk of misunderstandings that occurred in a small quantity. Nonetheless, the survey received a total of 58 replies from companies located all around Sweden, which we consider enough for analysis. Now Julia will talk you through some of our findings of the survey.
When we asked the customers where in Sweden their business is placed geographically, 76% answered that they are from Västra Götaland. This also happens to be the place where Knistad is located. We can draw the conclusion that most of Knistad's conference guests choose to not travel very far. A small percentage of customers are also from Skåne and Stockholm, which is a bit further away, but these percentages are lower than 5 and 10%. When we asked how the customers generally travel to Knistad, most of them answered by car. 75% said that, which would make sense and correlate to that most customers come from nearby areas. We have a category of 17% where customers answered various. And since we had no further contact with the customers that responded to the survey, we can only speculate in what various means in this context. We think it refers to companies which have multiple offices at different locations around Sweden and who have traveled and visited Knistad from several of them. When inquiring how do we most efficiently market Knistad Herrgård to your company, the majority, 75%, said email. Adapting an email marketing strategy is a very cost-effective way to promote yourself, as well as a very personal tool of communication with your customers. According to our contact person at Knistad Herrgård, Lisa Johansson, they put a lot of resources into advertising in magazines. But our results from the survey show otherwise. Only 3% say that they heard of Knistad through magazines. The biggest group here refers to recommendations. This shows the power of word of mouth. and that people respond positively to good reviews from family, friends, and coworkers. The second largest segment is previous experience, and this is made up mostly by people who have visited Knistad in the past, but in a private manner, and had a good experience. And this is something that could be tied to customer loyalty and is a good sign of service quality. This is also something Knistad works closely with in order to create a more familiar vibe, and that all of their staff should adapt to the so-called Knistad-anda, which can be translated into the Knistad spirit. Now Sylvie will take us through the last results and the answer to our research question.
So, we then asked the customers, in what line of business does your company operate? Having other as the largest category shows the diversity of Knistad's client base and current customer market segment. The two largest following categories are in insurance and finance and sales, followed by the third place four-way tie of IT, construction, education, and the electrical industry. However, you can see the range of industries that have used the conference service, such as agriculture, health, and even the municipality. Now we will be able to answer the research problem questions given to us by Lisa. Firstly, who are Knistad's conference guests? There's so much diversity, but the two largest defined groups belong to the business sector. Where do they come from geographically? Västra Götaland is the largest geographic segment. This is where most customers come from. 17% marked various, and 8% come from Stockholm's land. What industries are they in? The insurance and finance and sales industries are the top two besides other. And which channel was the customer reached through most? 29% said that they found out about Knistad through word of mouth, which could be recommendations from family and friends or other business people. With the other 16% finding Knistad over the internet through sites like TripAdvisor, and 21% said previous experience, so they've worked with Knistad before. However, when asked how best does Knistad market to your company, 75% said that email was the best way to market or communicate to them. After analyzing customer results and feedback, we have identified 3 areas in which Knistad can boost product and service preference by companies. Our first recommendation for Knistad Herrgård would be to increase the use of social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. This could include online giveaways that spark online participation and interest in Knistad. An example of a giveaway scenario would be inviting companies who are using the conference services to take a photo of their participants somewhere on the grounds of Knistad. Tag Knistad on all social media and follow Knistad on all social media. Every 6 months or a year, Knistad can pick a winning photo and offer that company a discount on their next conference or a complimentary day of golf. Our second recommendation is to not use excess resources to advertise in magazines and other print media. As we can see from our survey, most clients became aware of Knistad through word of mouth, the internet, or past experience. Only 3% of those who answered the survey said that they found information on Knistad in a magazine. Our third recommendation is to perhaps bundle conference services. For example, if a company books many conference bookings for the future right away, they can receive a discount rather than paying full price. This will not only seem like a deal for the customer, but will make sure that the conference spaces are booked in the coming months rather than waiting for that particular client to return. The last recommendation we have for Knistad is to specify their corporate brand. The manor has been around for hundreds of years, and we believe that a warm-hearted and personal atmosphere would be a well-received brand experience. Combining this with creating physical evidence of the experience that the customer had would be well received as well. An example that we can think of and that we think would be fantastic for Knistad is to have a photo taken of the group using the conference service, printing it out and attaching it to a thank you letter. Explaining to the customer how much their business is appreciated. This will not only make the customer feel valued, but the picture may be posted by those within it on their social media for many more to see, which could be free advertising for Knistad. Next, we have Annie, who will talk you through the highlight of our research.
The question that shows the most positive result is regarding how the price met the expectations of the customers. And out of those who answered our survey, an impressive 100% answered yes when asked, does your company think that the price was well set in relation to the overall experience? This could be viewed as a proof that the service performed by Knistad Herrgård meets the perceived value in combination with the price of holding a conference at their facility. Although Lisa Johansson and Knistad Herrgård already seemed aware of the strength of the company, the survey confirmed their belief. However, it is important to bring into mind the suggestions of improvement as well as thoroughly go through negative comments on TripAdvisor or inputs from our survey. For instance, a common input was that the bathroom ought to be renovated for an overall better customer impression. Yet, since such renovation project is both costly and time-consuming, it is relevant for the company to make a decision if the risk of losing customers due to that specific problem is greater than the time and money needed to be invested in the bathrooms.
So, to conclude, Knistad Herrgård is outstanding when it comes to performed service in combination with the price, which they already knew since before. However, according to the survey, the future marketing strategy could go into a slightly different direction. And the focus could be to market more on social media and emails rather than in putting ads in magazines. We have really enjoyed working with Knistad, and it has developed our knowledge within the marketing area. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.